If you enjoy this video or find it informative, I would ask you to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell beside it. Leave a comment and maybe hit the like button on the video. That just helps this video do a little better, helps this channel grow, and I would love it if you could become a part of the community here by getting involved on a daily basis as I upload videos every day. Thank you very much. Enjoy the video. Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I certainly am. Okay, so we are in Wauwatosa, Wisconsin today or last night, depending on which part of the world you're in. And Wauwatosa is getting the largely peaceful treatment. The usual suspects up to no good in Wauwatosa. Now, this is in response to an altercation or a standoff that happened with local law enforcement and a young man by the name of Alvin Cole, in which the young man unfortunately lost his life. I don't know the full circumstances regarding that situation. I just know it happened, and I'm going to wait until I know the full facts before I make my official opinion on it. And I recommend that everyone else does that, regardless of the situation, whether it's something like this or it's a different situation, whether it's any situation in life. You should always wait until you have the full facts on something before you should form an opinion and before you should make a judgment, especially if your intentions are to behave like this, especially if your intentions are to get largely peaceful, if you know what I mean. Now, we're going to look at some clips from Wauwatosa in which the largely peaceful brigade do their thing, and also something with the ACLU. They were on the scene. And they're in one of the clips. I want to point it out to you. So we're going to watch those clips. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share this video around. That helps me stay competitive with the big multinational corporations such as CNN and MSNBC that unfortunately get prioritised. Right, let's go. Okay, so the first clip is a gas station, convenience store, hybrid, very common type of premises, business premises that you often see in countless countries, which gets the largely peaceful / reparations treatment. Okay, so the first thing that sprang to my mind when I saw this clip was, look, at least the law enforcement are trying to do something about that, and we've got more to show you in those regards because the National Guard has been activated, and it looks like even in very left-wing areas with left-wing states, left-wing governors, left-wing mayors of towns and cities, it looks like finally the ball has dropped. Not because they want to help businesses or they want to help the people, the law-abiding people. Don't get me wrong, they're fully in the camp for the usual suspects, the largely peaceful brigade. They're fully on their side. What they're worried about is, listen, we're a month away from the election in the United States. They're trying to rig it. The woke brigade are trying to rig it. Now, regardless of that, that's a different that's a different story. The fact remains is, even in the most left wing of places, they are trying to clamp down on the largely peaceful activities that you see here. And they're doing that because they're worried about losing the election. It's not about trying to help people. It's about trying to win the election. Next, we have a clip from Wauwatosa last night. And this is what I said about the National Guard being activated. You'll see some Humvees, very prestigious military vehicles. I would love to ride in one myself, in which they enter residential areas. You know, they are trying to protect businesses, they're trying to protect houses and people and families. This is the National Guard. Of course, you could argue that the politicians are only doing this because they're worried about votes, but the National Guard, the personnel, the people who make up the National Guard, law enforcement, they're just human beings. You know, it's different for them. They want to do this. God, there's loads of them in there. I really love the Humvee. I'm a big fan of military history and the cars in general. I know you can get civilian ones which look amazing, look beautiful, but that's beside the point. I digress. The fact of the matter is, this is American suburbia. This is Americana. Look, you have a traditional American colonial style house in the back. Beautiful house. Beautiful suburb. Wauwatosa looks, from what I've seen, like a beautiful town, beautiful city, beautiful environment. Okay, and this is no slur on the National Guard, but I'm just saying that the fact that we have to call in a whole convoy of Humvees, as you saw, there's a big line of them, big line. Something like you would see in Iraq, for example. The fact that we have to call them in is a sign of the times. It really is. And that has nothing to do with Donald Trump. Donald Trump isn't the cause of the times. Donald Trump is the effect of the times. Now, the next clip is shorter. It's only less than 40 seconds long. Now, this is what I said about the ACLU. Let's watch the clip and then I'll point out something. I hope you don't skip through this, because if you are into the culture war and if you're into current events, then you need to see this, and I would like you to at least hear what I've got to say after. Take a look. Okay, so let's there we go. ACLU legal. You can see it down there, and you can see that here. They're wearing high visibility vests which say ACL Legal. They're solicitors, they're lawyers. These are ACLU lawyers. Now the ACLU is just another one of these what we call quangos, what you guys would recognise as an NGO, non-government organisation. Now a lot of these NGOs are funded by governments, left-wing politicians. When they get elected into power, they see to it that these NGOs, which all have very nice sounding names or grandiose sounding names or helpful sounding names, just like a lot of political parties do that are infested with socialists or communists. They will sound just so great on paper, but in practicality they are anything but. Now these two people, they have their cameras pointed squarely at law enforcement. What they are doing is they refuse to film the bad activity from these people. As you can see, their cameras are not pointed at these people who throw things at law enforcement, do all kinds of things like that. Their cameras are pointed straight at law enforcement, and they do that because their intention is to sue law enforcement for the law enforcement officers acting entirely professionally, the way they should. Now, I am in the alt media, I am fair-minded, I'm open-minded, I am certainly not an ideologue, and that is why I've shown you a lot of the negative sides of what happened last night in Wauwatosa, but I can also show you that there are peaceful protesters, and when I say peaceful and when I say protester, I mean that in the normal sense, the common parlance sense of the word, not the politically charged version of the phrase, quote, largely peaceful, which we all know what that actually means. It just means the opposite. It's Orwellian. You know that, I know that. But this guy is making his intentions clear, and his intentions do seem to be noble, and I would be remiss in my duties if I showed you all of the other clips I just showed you without showing you this one. So take a look.
Sean Lowe, the chair of the City of Wauwatosa Equity and Inclusion Commission. I'm out here tonight to make sure that the protests are peaceful. I'm all for peaceful protesting in our community. This is a community that is hurting and in pain. If they want to express themselves through peaceful protests, I think that's fine. And it shows the diversity of our community amongst the different people that are out here each and every night. We have a severe issue in our city that is Officer Joseph Mensah's being on our police force. And once that gets resolved, I think you'll see better days ahead for the city of Wauwatosa.
So he sounds fairly honourable in his intentions. I personally, look, at the end of the day, you can tell by the job that his job description, which he gave you his job, that he is well steeped in critical theory. I wholly disagree with critical theory. It teaches negativity ad infinitum. He says that he is for peaceful protest. Great, that's fine. However, he said that his intention was to ensure that peaceful protest happened last night. In my opinion, he failed that somewhat. I almost said that the protests were largely peaceful. However, look, even if the majority of the people at a protest are peaceful, let's say it just happens once, that's fine. You can write it off. But if it happens every single time that there are problems with the vandalism and graffiti and looting and assaults and rioting and worse, if that happens every time like it does, one, you can no longer legitimately refer to yourself or your movement or your activities as largely peaceful. But more than that, it reminds me of a very quaint, a very excellent quote that I heard last night, and I will leave this with you before saying goodbye. Now, the quotes went along the lines of this, and to the original poster of that comment, can't remember his name, it was on a message board, it was in the comment section. So if I butcher his quote or his comment as he intended it, I apologise, but it goes as best as I can remember something like this. He said that if there was a man who knew 100 people, and of those 100 people, if he was the best friend in the whole world to 95 of those 100 people, but to the remaining 5 people, he beat the hell out of them really badly, would we refer to that man as largely peaceful? No, we wouldn't, would we? Would we refer to that guy as a good guy? No, we wouldn't, would we? So the same applies to large numbers of people doing the same thing. Anyway, I'll leave you with that quote. I'm sorry. Let me know what you think in the comment sections below. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell and share this video around. That'll help me stay competitive with the likes of CNN and MSNBC. Only takes a few minutes and it really helps me out. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. If you enjoyed that video, if I could ask you please to subscribe to the channel, hit that little subscribe bar down below, hit the notification bell beside it and put it on notifications to all notifications. That will just notify you when I upload. I upload videos almost every day. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you tomorrow.